If I can make it there, I'll make it anywhere. It's always up to you. So, hello guys, I welcome you all back again to a new video from InfoZone Lecturette. Hoping that you guys are doing great. So, without wasting any more time, let's get started and talk about our today's topic, which is going to talk about the relationship between India and Afghanistan. And also in the video ahead, we are going to talk about the repercussions of the exit of United States from Afghanistan. And also further, we will discuss that what will be the impact of this US exit from Afghanistan on the rest of the world, including India as well. So, you guys stay tuned with me till the end to get more information about the same scenario. So, let's get started. So, as we are starting, I need to tell you all guys that there isn't any much to talk about the relationship between India and Afghanistan. But though, what it is very important. The relationship between India and Afghanistan is based on the historical and cultural links. The relationship is not only limited to the governments of New Delhi or of Kabul, but also it has foundations in the historical contacts and exchanges between the peoples. In the recent past, India and Afghanistan relations have been further strengthened by the Strategic Partnership Agreement in the October 2011. Now, what is Strategic Partnership Agreement? The this agreement between two sides provides assistance for to help rebuild Afghan's infrastructure and institutions, education and technical assistance to rebuild indigenous Afghan capacity in different areas, encouraging investment in Afghanistan's natural resources, providing duty-free access to India's market for Afghanistan's export, support for an Afghan-led, Afghan-owned, broad-based and inclusive process of peace and reconciliation, and advocating the need for a sustained and long-term commitment to Afghanistan by the internal community. To tell you guys that in December 2016, Prime Minister Modi, along with a high-level delegation, made a visit to Afghanistan. During his visit, he also met the President of Afghanistan, Ashraf Ghani, met the Chief Executive, Dr. Abdullah, and as well as the former President, Hamid Karzai. Also, during the visit, he inaugurated the newly built Afghan Parliament and also announced 500 scholarships for the children of martyrs of Afghan security forces and gifted 4 Mi-25 attack helicopters to the Afghan Air Force. The relationship between India and Afghanistan is not only limited to just bilateral meetings. In continuation of India's development assistance to Afghanistan, the government of India approved the third phase of small projects comprising of 92 projects. Also, an agreement was made on exemption from visa requirement for holders of diplomatic passports was signed. Also, during the visit of Prime Minister Modi in June 2016, he, along with the President Ghani, jointly inaugurated the Afghan-India Friendship Dam, which was earlier known as the Salma Dam. It also highlights India's continued commitment to Afghanistan's reconstruction and development. Also, Afghanistan President Ashraf Ghani made a visit to India in September 2016. And during the visit, very important extradition treaty, the agreement on cooperation in civil and commercial matters, and the MOU on cooperation in peaceful uses of outer space were signed. Also, India in that meeting announced additional $1 billion assistance for capability building in spheres such as education, health, agriculture, skill development, women's empowerment, energy, infrastructure, and strengthening of democratic institutions in Afghanistan. Now, talking about what is extradition treaty, many of you guys must be aware of that. So, extradition is an action wherein one jurisdiction delivers a person accused or convicted of committing a crime in another's jurisdiction over to the other's law enforcement. It is a cooperative law enforcement procedure between the two jurisdictions that depends on the arrangements made between them. Just talking in simple words, it means that if any person from a nation has committed a crime in other nation, or if he has committed a crime in that nation and he fled from that, so basically he can be handed over back again to the authorities or law enforcement agencies. Also, in the recent past, India has agreed to implement some important projects like the Shahdood Dam, the drinking water project for Kabul, which would also facilitate irrigation and water supply for the Charika city, the road connectivity to Bandia, Amer, and Banyan province, and would also promote tourism, low cost housing for returning Afghanistan refugees in Nagarkar province, and to promote their resettlement, a gypsum manufacturing plant in Kabul, and also a polyclinic in Mazar-e-Sharif. Also, in addition, India will also take up 116 high impact community development projects in 31 provinces of Afghanistan. These important investments will be in areas of education, health, agriculture, irrigation, drinking water, renewable energy, flood control, micro hydropower, sports, and administrative infrastructure. Now, as we move forward, we are going to talk about the commercial relations between India and Afghanistan. The bilateral trade between India and Afghanistan during the year 2016 to 17 was of 800 million US dollars, and it has immense potential to be expanded further. India is the largest market in the region for Afghan products, and blocking of the transit by Pakistan has affected the free movement of the commodities. One of the objectives of building the Zarang Daliram Road by India was to boost bilateral economic relations besides offering Afghanistan and the outlet to a seaport. The inauguration of the dedicated air cargo corridor in June 2017 between Kabul and Delhi and Kandahar and Delhi has provided a fresh impetus to the bilateral trade. The air corridor has ensured free movement of the freight despite the barriers put in place due to the denial of the transit by the Pakistan. Also, on September 28, 2017, Dr. Abdullah inaugurated the India-Afghanistan Trade and Investment Show, where it provided a valuable platform to showcase trade and investment opportunities in Afghanistan. The show generated business worth of 250 million US dollars and enhanced the B2B linkages between India and Afghanistan. Also, this show brought forward the immense potential in bilateral trade and further strengthened the commercial relations between India and Afghanistan. Now, talking about the cultural relations, as I already told you, that the relationship between India and Afghanistan is based on historical and cultural links. So, Afghanistan has been an important trading and craft center for over 2000 years, connecting the civilizations of Persia, Central Asia with India. However, over 3 decades of war have undermined Afghanistan's unique tradition of art and architecture. Today, the biggest challenge for Afghanistan is to rediscover and sustain its ancient art and architectural knowledge. India and Afghanistan share centuries old cultural heritage with deep rooted linkages in the field of music, arts, architecture, language, and cuisine. In particular, in the field of music, Afghan musicians were trained in the Patiala Gharana. Also, as a part of India's restructuring program for Afghanistan, India has regularly aimed to take up projects that will render Afghanistan's cultural heritage sustainable. The Indian Culture Center has also been working towards the building of a shared cultural heritage. Now, talking about India's stand in Afghan peace process. As you all know that Afghanistan has been a homeland for wars from the past 3 decades. Talking about India's stand, India has been a major development partner of Afghanistan and has been favoring an Afghan led and Afghan owned peace process for the war ravaged country. India favors cooperation among countries of the region for peace, stability, and development in Afghanistan. India supports an Afghan led and Afghan owned national reconciliation process within the framework of Afghan constitution. India took a hard line opposing the dominant view from Russia, China, and Pakistan to involve Taliban in reconciliation efforts. Also, Russia's support to the Taliban will have numerous implications for the future of Afghanistan. It will weaken the central government in Kabul, which may result in situation like Syria. Now, as we head on, it becomes a very important aspect to talk about the impact or the repercussions of the US exit from Afghanistan. Regional countries like India will have a tremendous effect. Afghanistan, a war ravaged country from the past 3 decades, will certainly lock its eyes for its growth with new opportunities and prospects. But to tell you guys that during the 1990s, when Taliban was under control of Afghanistan, it invited various militant groups, various militants from Jaish-e-Mohammed and Lashkar-e-Taiba, and which further concluded the 2001 attack on the Indian Parliament and later the hijacking of Indian Airlines. So it will be a little bit difficult task for Indian diplomats to be dealing with Taliban. Basically, after the attack on Indian Parliament in 2001, India opted not to have talks with Taliban. But recently, a news came that Indian delegation met Taliban leaders in Doha, according to Qatar officials. But Indian government says that it's mischievous, false, and a baseless news. You know that Taliban at present in Afghanistan is more stronger than it was in the year 2001 after the USA entry in Afghanistan. Basically, Taliban, in a way or the other, controls more than 50% area of Afghanistan. Though India always supported a Afghan-led and Afghan-owned reconciliation, but at the present moment, the strategic change in India's foreign policy could lead to a better way of negotiations between the Afghan government and the Taliban. So, let's hope for a better future for Afghanistan, and let's hope that peace prevails in the region and the world lives in peace. No one gets harmed. I hope you guys must be aware about the India's policy related to terrorism and terrorist activities. So if Taliban comes under control back again, it will provide a fertile land for the militant groups such as Jaish-e-Mohammed and Lashkar-e-Taiba to further expand its territory and influence over the region. So again, a big concern for India on the way. So guys, that was all from my side. Hoping that you enjoyed it. And if you did, so don't forget to hit that like button and do subscribe to the channel if you're new. Also, don't forget to share it out with your friends. Also, if you have any doubt or you want a video on any topic, please do comment it down below. And if this video added a bunch of knowledge in your minds, please do give it a like and do subscribe to the channel. So with that note, I take it off from you guys. See you in the next video. Till then, stay safe, stay happy, and keep learning. Thank you, and have a wonderful day ahead.